Now that we've worked with our trigonometric ratios of sine, cosine, and tangent, we're going to go into radian. It's instead of having like 30 degrees, we're going to have radians. It's a different measurement, and it's all based on our unit circle. So what this means, what is a unit circle? Well, a unit circle is a circle. Actually, let's do this backwards. Let's draw my circle first, then we'll cut it in half. So my unit circle is a radius of 1. Okay, so this would be my unit circle. Based on this, a radian, like I said, it's another way to measure an angle. Okay, so a full circle in degrees we know is 360. Well, in radian measurement, it's 2 pi r. Now notice, not 2 pi r, just 2 pi, and that's because our unit circle is a radius of 1. Notice this is based on our circumference formula. Okay, so if I have 180 degrees, half of 2 pi then is just pi. Well, let's keep cutting this in half so we kind of have an idea of what's going on. So if I go to 90, this would be pi over 2. If I go to 45, I have pi over 4. And I could keep cutting this in half and cutting it in half, but I think you get the picture here. Now, something else to note with your degrees or whether you're in radians, counterclockwise is a positive degree or radian. Clockwise is negative. Okay, this is something you need to remember. So the first thing that we're going to work with is figuring out how to change degrees into radian measure. Okay, and with that, these are just some basic ones. These 4 you should know. You shouldn't have to convert it. You should be able to know these 4. Let's say, for instance, though, that I wanted 120 degrees. And I want to convert to radians. All right, so what do? You take your degree measure and multiply it by pi over 180. And the reason why is because the 180 is our degree and our pi is our radians. So when you're doing unit conversions, like you would in science, the degrees would cancel out and we're left with radians. So I can simplify this then. As of right now, I've got 120 pi over 180. Well, looking at this, I can reduce my fraction. 120 divided by 180 is 2/3, so we have 2 pi over 3. And that's my radian measurement. All right, now let's say that I have negative 80 degrees. Even though this is a negative 80, it's still the same concept. I'm still going to multiply it by pi radians over 180 degrees. So I'm left with negative 80 pi over 180. And I'm going to go ahead and reduce that. And I'm left with negative 4 pi over 9. Now that we've worked with converting degrees to radians, let's go the other way. Let's go radians to degree. So let's say that I have 3 pi over 4. And this is in radians, so I know I'm going to have to multiply by the flip-flop of 180 degrees over pi radians so that my unit conversion goes to degrees. So looking at this, so 3 times 180 gives me 540 pi over 4 pi. So we know that the pi's cancel out. Well, 540 divided by 4 gives me 135 degrees. What about if I had 9 pi over 5? Convert that to degrees. I'm going to multiply this by 180 degrees over pi. 180 times 9 gives me 1,620 pi over 5 pi. So I'm going to reduce that. Pi's cancel out, and I'm left with 324 degrees.